Hey guys, welcome to The Scope. My name's Corrie from Just Property Management. It's Tenant Tip Tuesday, and I'm just going to flip the screen. Bear with me a second. All right. Hey guys. Hey Jay, welcome. Welcome to The Scope. How are you? My name's Corrie from Just Property Management, and it's Tuesday today, and we give away tips on a Tuesday. We call it Tenant Tip Tuesday. And it's a real hard thing to say those three T words in a row. And good morning, Anna. We're just in our office here at Just Property Management. And I'll just show you where we are. We're located on 19 Stirling Street in Bunbury. Beautiful day in Bunbury, Western Australia. Look at that, blue skies. And this is where we are. This is our office here. And what I wanted to sort of speak to you today about was how to apply for a rental property. What are some tips? And what's the process? You know, because sometimes I think people wonder, you know, what happens when I put my application in? Why does it take so long for my application to get processed? What do I need to do? Do I need ID? Do I need references? Okay, so if you've got any questions, please comment. If you like what I'm talking about, give me some hearts. Swipe right and follow. We do live streaming of our rental properties. And so if you are interstate or up in Perth and you're looking to move to Bunbury and you can't get down to the viewings, let us know. We will go out and live stream the property. I did one yesterday for a lady and it was awesome. She loved it. I was able to show her the backyard. She was concerned whether her swing set and her trampoline for her kids would fit in the property. And when I got out the back and walked around and sort of showed her what was what, her mind was at ease a little bit more about that. But anyway, it's topic of the scope today, Tenant Tip Tuesday. Well, just a reset on myself. My name's Corey. I'm the CEO of Just Property Management. We're a specialist property management company. All we do is properties, rental properties. So if you're looking to lease one, or if you're looking to have your property managed, we would love to help you with that. So, topic of my scope, I'm giving away some tips today for tenants that are applying for a rental property. And I wanted to run through what the process is. So there's two ways that we can do this. You can do it online using one form or our online application form, or you can come into the office or request one of these paper forms and you can fill it out and then bring it in, okay? So I thought I'd just give you a bit of a rundown. There you go, mate. No worries. Okay, so if you were to choose to come into the office, you'd be greeted by our lovely receptionist, Nikita. She's over there, and so you can come in. We at our front desk we have the properties that are to let at the moment, and then we also have blank application forms. And so if you've already identified the property that you're interested in, you come into the office. We've got this little office in here where you can come in, sit down, and fill out the form. It doesn't really take that long, okay? We do require 100 points of ID, and so if you bring in those originals, we can even help you by scanning them, photocopying you copies, and we can do that right here for you. That's how helpful we are, all right? So once you've done that, you hand your application over to the lovely Nikita, and then what happens there, Nikita? What do? You do some checks?
Yeah, I do the checks to make sure it all checks out all right, and then I give it directly to Sade and Arthur, who then process it.
Okay, thanks, Nikita. So Nikita checks it. She puts your name and your details into tenant database checks just to make sure that you don't have any outstanding rent arrear debts or anything like that. Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Third day. Those that have just jumped on. If you have any comments, just chime in. Okay. So she runs through tenant database checks, and that's to check if you may have had some problems in the past that you need to rectify. We need to know about that. And so we do that, and then the application comes upstairs to our property management team. All right, so we come up here, and then we bring the application over to our leasing team, and we've got a dedicated leasing team. It's a shot of our office. And Arthur is one of our leasing consultants. You on your way out, Arthur, to do viewings?
Soon, pretty soon.
Okay. Well, I've got Arthur here. What would be one of the tips that you would give? Maybe we'll go over here, because Nikki's on the phone. What's one of the tips that you'd give when you receive applications? Are there any sort of frequently made mistakes that you see?
Yeah, the main one is that people forget to put the correct phone numbers on for their employer and current and previous addresses. So if you could make sure that's correct, make it easier for us, because if it's not correct, when the your firm doesn't answer the phone or the address, the landlord doesn't answer the phone, we put it aside and get on with another application. So that means another day delay for you to have your application straight through.
Okay, thanks a lot, Arthur.
No worries.
So there, you heard it there. We'll get in touch with you if the phone numbers don't check out. But you know, we get busy with stuff. It's good if the numbers work for first time. Thanks. You got a thanks, Arthur? The lady on here said thank you. He said that's okay anytime. So that's that. All right. So we then process it, and you'll get notification on when we've received your application. We will send you an SMS. We use an online booking system and an app tracking system that helps with that. So we know that it's quite a painful process, waiting for your application to know what's going on with it. It's like waiting for Christmas as a 9-year-old boy, So maybe not that exciting, but what we then do is every step of the way we want to keep you informed. So we process the application. When we commence the processing of the application, you should get a text and an email saying, hey, we've got your app, we're processing it. Make sure and this is another tip, make sure your current landlord or your current employer know that we're going to call and that the numbers all are right. We store numbers on our phone. I haven't got my phone in my hand because it's recording me, but we store numbers in our phones, and sometimes they get old and people change their numbers. So do the smart thing, give them a call beforehand, before you put them down as a reference. Give them a buzz, say, hey, letting you know you probably get a call in the next 2 days. I get those phone calls all the time, people asking me to be referees. So do that, give us over the correct numbers, and we'll get onto it. So as we start processing it, we will then notify you. Then it goes through to one of our lovely property managers. We've got 4 of them in here. I think most of them on the phone. Oh well, Darrenee's not on the phone. Maybe Darrenee, if you could tell us. I've put Darrenee on the spot here, but she's up for it. So the application comes to you. What do you do when you get a tenant's application?
I read through it. I see what the good points are, how I'm going to present it to the owner. See how much money they make, if they can afford the rent.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
If I think they're successful, I'll present it to the owner, and if I think that I need more information, I'll contact them.
Sure. Okay, and so then it's presented over to the owner, who then makes a decision, and then we contact you. Thanks, Darrenee. Thank you. Okay, so she will get the application, read through it, make sure that it's all the information is there and that it checks out and everything looks good. If not, you might get another call from her asking for some clarification on where your employment or where you've lived previously. Then we process the application. We give what's written down. We give it over to the owner. Sometimes we send it through in an email if we can't get them on the phone, and then the owner will make a decision there and then, or they may want to speak. Hey, Ronald, Palm Beach, Florida. Cool. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Are you periscoping? If you are, I'd love to jump in and see what you're doing. And I know you guys do things really well out there. I know Todd Breen runs an agency out there who helped us out with video walkthrough a few years back. So good to have you on. Okay, so the Tenant Tip Tuesday, just to reset. All right, guys, so we've run through part of the process. Now we're at the stage where we've given the application to the owner, and you'll get a text message saying, hey guys, it's with the owner. We're hoping that in the next 8 hours or so, or hopefully less, that they'll get back with a decision. Okay, then once they've made a decision, they'll let us know and we'll notify you immediately whether you're successful or unsuccessful. And let's bear in mind, sometimes you may miss out on the property. It doesn't mean your application's bad. Sometimes we can have 8 to 10 people applying for the same property, and the owner only can choose one, and so others will miss out. So if you're one of those ones that miss out, we're still here to help you. You don't have to fill out that application form again. If you've done it on this, or if you've done it online, you only need to do one, and then we can just scratch out the property at the top that you might have missed out on, and you put you up for another one. So the other tip I would say is have a plan B. Okay, when you're applying for a property, have another one that meets your needs. It may not be the one that you want the most, but just have it down as a backup plan. Okay, that could be a good thing psychologically going into this process to make sure you don't stress too much over it. Okay, then once you're successful, we need you to pay the bond. So the bond amount normally is 4 weeks rent. Okay, and then we normally request that you pay two weeks rent in advance. So that's about 6 weeks rent. Okay, so it's a bit of an outlay initially, and it's good if you're prepared, if you have all that money set aside, because if you cannot pay the money within a certain amount of time, then we'll need to let the owner know that, and the owner may not be able to afford for his property to continue to sit vacant, and that may jeopardize your application. So please be prepared, get the money prepared and set aside, and do that before applying. That'll really help you out. All right, guys. Well, that's the process. Thanks for tuning in. Please continue to apply. We treat leasing very seriously. Some of the things that we do that's different to our competitors, and in our market we're leasing properties almost at twice the speed as the market. So the market are taking about 60 days in Bunbury to rent a property. We're doing it under 30 days. Okay, and that's because we have a dedicated leasing team. You met Arthur. There's also Sade, and I oversee the leasing department. I'm the CEO of the company. The other thing, some other things we do professional video highlights of the property. So, if you're unable to make it to the property and you want to get some better insight, you can watch the video. The other thing we do, if you're interstate or time poor, you can't get out of work or just busy, we can live stream, like I'm live streaming to you now. We can walk through properties, and we do that. Did that yesterday for a lady in Perth, and it was very beneficial to her. So the other thing we have is we have an online booking system 24/7 that can book you into to viewings, can give you the information you need on the property. So please continue to apply for our rental properties at Just Property Management. We're very grateful for your applications and that you choose to rent with us, and we try our best to make sure that we offer professional service in that regard. So my name's Corrie from Just Property Management. I hope you enjoyed the scope. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.